Alright, welcome to our next stop. This is a two-car talk. I first mentioned number 34. This is a United States Post Office car. The United States Postal Service took advantage of the electric railways. The way it worked was they would come to each railway company and say, can you please convert a streetcar into a mail car? And the operator would be, he worked and was paid by the street railway system. And this was a real moving post office. There were always men stationed on these cars processing mail. There's slots and everything inside. There would usually be a mail slot in these cars. This one could be on the other side, a little mail slot. There were no blue mailboxes on our street corners back in 1900. So you had to physically walk your mail to the post office or find one of these cars to give you a letter to, or your postcard. Postcards were like email of the day. A postcard could get to its destination the next day. If you look at old postcards, people say, oh, I'll be in town tomorrow. That postcard's got to get there pretty quick. To me, postcards was like email of that time period. Now, the unique thing about this postal car, it comes to us from the Union Street Railway in New Bedford, Massachusetts, way down on the southern side of Massachusetts, close to Rhode Island. And this vehicle was built in 1885. I mention that date because 1885 predates the electric streetcar era. But this has a trolley pole. This has an electric motor truck. Why is it electric if it predates the electric era? Well, let me show you the next car, because the next car was built the same year by the same company. New Bedford, Mass. number 10. New Bedford, Mass. number 10 is a horse-drawn streetcar. So before there were electric streetcars, yes, we still had streetcars on rails in our city streets, but they were pulled by one or two horses. That vehicle used to look like this one when it was built in 1885, and then the post office said, please let us have a vehicle, and they converted it into a mail car. But the reason why that all happened was because of what happened in 1887. An electrical engineering genius from Milford, Connecticut, was down in Richmond, Virginia, and he successfully had his first electric trolley going, and his name was Frank Julian Sprague. Mr. Sprague was from Connecticut, but he did his first one in Richmond, Virginia, and very, very quickly across the nation, everybody wanted electric streetcars. This was bigger. You can now make a bigger vehicle. It was faster, hold more people. Immigrants are coming to America like crazy by the 1880s, so we needed bigger equipment to move these people around. So this poor guy who just bought these cars in 1885 said, what am I going to do? I don't want to buy new electric streetcars. Well, these shops were very capable back then. These street railways had awesome shops. They could do pretty much anything they needed to do in their own shop. So what they did was take two horse-drawn streetcars, cut the platforms off two ends, mesh them together, put the electric truck underneath, wire it, and put the pole on top, and voila. That's two horse-drawn streetcars meshed together.
Oh.